Hello students, and welcome to the first part of the lecture videos on Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is called Immigration and Urbanization, and we'll be covering the years 1870 to 1914. So we're going to start out talking about the new immigrants. The new immigrants are those, it's the name given to the classification of those coming to the United States between 1870 and 1900. During this time, the foreign-born population of the United States doubled, and that is huge. So the number of people living in the United States that weren't born here was twice what it was in 1900 than what it was in 1870. So we had a very, very large number of immigrants in this country during that time. Now, so there's two different sets of immigrants. Okay, we're going to start talking about the old immigrants, and the reasons they came to this country are economic opportunity and religious freedom. There was plenty more opportunities for them to be prosperous economically in this country, and they could worship however they wanted to. Most of them were not Catholic. They were from Northern and Western Europe in countries such as England, Ireland, Scotland, and so forth, Germany. Most of them were skilled. In other words, they'd been trained to do some type of craft, like a blacksmith or a carpenter or something of that nature. And their blendability was very easy. It was very easy for them to come here and blend into their surroundings because that's what their forefathers were. And the very first immigrants had nobody to blend in with other than the Native Americans, and they were able to carve out their own existence. In contrast, the new immigrants, first of all, to compare them, they came for the same reason as the old. They came here for religious freedom and economic opportunities. However, a large number of them were Catholic. They were from Southern and Eastern Europe. They were mostly unskilled laborers. In other words, they hadn't been taught a craft or a trade, and their blendability was difficult. They spoke different languages, had different religions, different clothing styles, different eating styles than the old immigrants, those from Northern and Western Europe. So it was much, much harder for the new immigrants to blend in once they got here. So the Northwestern European countries I briefly named earlier were England, Ireland, and Germany. And some of the Southeastern European countries are listed here: Italy, Greece, Poland, Hungary, and Russia. Now, there are two types of factors that lead to immigration. One is push factors. Push factors are bad conditions in the home country that push people out and make them want to leave and to settle in another country. Some examples would be famine, war, or persecution. In Mexico, Poland, China, and Italy, land reform and low prices for grain they pushed people out, led people to want to leave. In China and Eastern Europe, there were wars and revolutions making people want to leave. And Russian and European Jews were being persecuted, and that pushed them out. Pull factors are good conditions in a new country that pull immigrants to that country. Examples would be economic opportunity and religious freedom, which is why most immigrants come to the United States even today. In 1862, the government passed the Homestead Act, which made land very inexpensive and also made some land free. And this drew in a lot of immigrants as well. The opportunity to find gold, such as the California Gold Rush in 1848, and a concept called chain immigrants. Chain immigrants would follow family members that came earlier and kind of follow in their footsteps and come here and take advantage of their families being here already and helping them to become established. Now, immigrants had a very tough experience when they traveled here. First of all, they could carry only their most essential items, so they had to leave behind, in most cases, a lot of things they would have liked to have taken but couldn't. They took only a few essential items, such as clothes, maybe one or two favorite photos, a cherished musical instrument, because that would be their only form of entertainment, and tools of their trade so they could work once they got here. The poorest of the immigrants stayed in the worst part of the steamship, which was called steerage. There was no privacy. It was filthy. Illness was rampant everywhere, and many died in steerage traveling to the United States. And thank you for watching part 1 of the lecture video.